All right. Well, okay, everyone. It's time for another nuts and bolts video, and this time I want to talk about one of the assignments that's actually not going to be due for another couple of months. So we're talking about the latter part of the semester, toward about the second or third week of May. I'll of course talk more about the due date and other and other administrative items in just a bit. But yes, I want to go ahead and tell you a few things about the EBSCO article review assignment. So in this assignment, you're to go to the Grossmont College Library website and look at the selection of the online databases and go into the EBSCO database and find an article pertaining to any facet on California history. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you how to do that. I have the assignment worksheet already queued up. So right now, of course, you're seeing the assignment section. So this is an assignment that you just scroll down. So after you pass the information on the SLO, the Tumblr, the Daughter of Fortune information, here's the information right here. So Friday, May 22nd at just before midnight, that's when I want this thing to be due. So again, you got 2 months to work with, but I figured before we get to spring vacation, I thought I'd go ahead and get this video to you before then. All right, so let's take a quick look at the attached assignment worksheet, the assignment worksheet. So I've already got that queued up here on another tab. So let's take a quick look at that, and then we'll go ahead and go right into EBSCO. All right, here are the assignment guidelines, the parameters, and all this stuff right here. We're going to work on this together. So if you're looking at this and if it seems maybe a little bit confusing and not quite sure what to do, don't worry. That's what this video is all about. So we'll get to that in just a second here. One note here. Apparently, this link here that I have here on the worksheet, this is a link that I had that seemed to work last year for last one, but it's not working now. So don't pay attention or don't try to access the databases from here. Just go into the main menu on Blackboard. That link is working fine. So we'll go to the database section through a Blackboard instead of the blue link right here on the assignment worksheet. All right. This Again, I'll go through all this in just a bit here. Let me go and talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts or the parameters about the paper itself, and then let's go ahead and then we'll go ahead and take a look at some articles. All right. Again, the due date is Friday, May 22nd, and it's to be 5 to 7 pages in length. And keep in mind, everybody, this is page length in text. So if you have a title page, that's fine, but the title page will not count toward your total grade. So if you have a title page and 4 pages of text, and you submit that thinking that's your 5 pages, I'm sorry, it's only going to count as 4 pages. So again, everybody, make sure you take a note that what I mean by 5 to 7 pages, that's 5 to 7 pages of pure text of all of your work in summarizing and analyzing the particular article that you've chosen. All right, in terms of a word processing program, of course, not just Microsoft Word, but Apple Pages. So any of those two software programs work perfectly. And when you write your paper at the your very first line, the very first line of your paper, when you open up a document, whether it's in Word or Pages, just write your entry. Just write your entry in this format here. Give me the name of the article, the name of the author, the name of the journal, that's the magazine in which the article is originally contained in print version. You can put it in italics if you wish. It's not necessary, but not italics, but in boldface. You can do that if you wish, but it's not necessary. And then the edition, the year, the volume number, issue number, and the pages in which the which the article is itself. And all your articles must be at least 8 pages. I'll show you how to get articles, how to make sure your article is at least 8 pages. All right. Now, in terms of the content of your paper, there are 2 main things I'm looking for. I want you to give me a balance of summary and commentary. So, in other words, in your first half of your paper, summarize the main points. What's the author's purpose? What is he or she trying to achieve? What are his or her main arguments? Is the author from a academic background or a political background, or maybe from a TV entertainment background? Please mention that. So in other words, in the first part of your paper, you're to be objective and just report on what the main points are of the article in terms of in terms of key findings, whether it's something about archaeology, anthropology, that type of thing. That the focus of the article is geared toward those fields. So in other words, basically in the first half of of your paper, you're being objective and just telling me just the facts, ma'am. To quote from that old Dragnet TV show way back from the 1950s and into the 1960s. And then in the second part of your paper, give me your thoughts or your perceptions about the article. What did you think about it? What are the strengths or weaknesses of the article? How the article connect to the class? So if it's an article about the gold rush, um, what were some of the things in the article which related that you found similars with respect to what the Rawls and Bean text talks about, or in Daughter of Fortune? Uh, or if your article is about modern California politics, maybe you find an article about the politics over the last decade or so with Arnold and Gray Davis, and of course Jerry Brown coming back into the governorship. So if you want to if you want to compare information from the article with what's covered in the Rawls and Bean text, and maybe your personal thoughts about the politicians. So whether you have strong opinions about Jerry Brown, about Arnold Schwarzenegger, any other California politician, even going back to more legendary figures like Pat Brown, who was governor back in the 1960s. He's Jerry Brown's father, and of course Ronald Reagan. Reagan was a governor before he became president, and also people like Richard Nixon too, who was native of California, but of course went on to become president in after the 1968 election. So in your perceptions, your opinions, you can definitely write in the first person singular. I believed, I thought this, blah, 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 blah. And when you write your essay, what I want you to try to do is try to give me not so much a 50-50 split in terms of a summary and commentary, but try to make it so that your essay has roughly about maybe a 60-40 split or 75-25 split. In other words, if your review comes in at about 2/3 summary and 1/3 commentary, or even a 3/4 summary and 1/4 commentary, that's fine. So in other words, I want the majority of your paper to be a summary of the article, the main points of what the article is all about, but give me a good portion devoted to commentary. So let's say, for example, you find an article about the gold rush, about the Chilean miners who went into California, and you give me 4 pages of summary and then 2 pages of commentary. That's perfect. That's an excellent split right there. So you get the idea, everybody. Doesn't have to be 50-50, but if you come along the lines of, say, 60-40, 75-25, you get the idea. That's a good way to approach it. And one word of warning, everybody, and this is something that I seem to have to mention every semester, whether it's for here at Grossmont or for Southwestern, for Mesa College classes. Watch the paragraphs. Make sure your paragraphs are coherent. They're cogent, and they're well structured. Please, everybody, do not give me paragraphs that are excessively long. If you have paragraphs which are over a page and a half, 2 pages even, you're going to get a very bad grade. So please avoid excessively long paragraphs. Likewise, too, please avoid very short paragraphs. So if you have a lot of paragraphs that are about 2 to 3, 4 sentences, you're going to get a bad grade also. So rule of thumb, everybody, if you keep your paragraphs, all your paragraphs, within the range of, say, 1/2 to 3/4 or 7/8 of a page, not quite a full page, but pretty close, like 7/8, that's fine. So maintain a consistent format on your paragraphs, and I guarantee you that that'll really go a long way in ensuring a high grade for this. And keep that in mind too when, of course, you're working on the literature review assignment. I don't think I'll make a video about that, but just follow the same basic parameters that I've mentioned here for the literary assignment, which of course is also due coming up toward the end of the semester. All right, that's enough of the administrative, the bureaucratic mechanic stuff. Let's go ahead and look for some articles. And to do that, let's go back into Blackboard for a second, and let's click in the menu, Grossmont LRC database list. Database or database? I tend to alternate between the two, but I think you can go either way. All right, we want EBSCO. We want the EBSCO database. So let's click E, and we need to, and here it is, right smack dab in the middle. So let's click EBSCO, and I think we're gonna have to enter my gross month information. So let me go ahead and do that right here. So of course, all of you just go ahead and do the same thing as well, and then I'll punch in my password. All right, let's log in. Okay, here we go. We're ready to rock and roll. So before we start searching for a topic, let's put our parameters. Let's put our limiters, I guess you could call them. So we want to make sure that we want a search mode that's Boolean slash phrase. That's a classic search mode that's very common in using in any type of library search. We want articles that are full text. So we want to make sure that our articles are complete articles, arrange that is not just a write up about what the article is all about. We want the full text. So let's click full text, and we want scholarly journals too, or scholarly magazines. Now, one note about terminology here. When I say the term journal, I mean magazine or periodical. So I'm going to use those terms interchangeably for the remainder of the video here. So journal, magazine, periodical, all pretty much the same thing. And um, and to make the distinction between EBSCO, journal, and also article. Remember, article is the actual item you're going to be looking at. Journal is the magazine which contains a series of articles, and EBSCO is the database which contains a variety of different journals. So, for example, when you go to the supermarket, when you go to Albertsons or Vons, and you go to get the latest issue of Sports Illustrated, and you open it up, and of course, there's stories about how the Lakers are just constantly in a mess. There's a story about what's happening in Los Angeles with the stadium. Are the Raiders in charge going to have the new joint venture? What about the Rams? And maybe there's an article too about what's happening with college basketball, March Madness. Another article about the New York Islanders, really surprising everybody as the NHL heads toward the Stanley Cup playoffs. So Sports Illustrated is the journal, and all those things I mentioned about the Lakers, NFL football in LA, the Islanders, and March Madness. Those are all articles within the journal, which of course is Sports Illustrated. So follow that same logic when you're thinking about EBSCO and the stuff we'll be looking at here. Okay, let's go ahead and move down a little bit further. And for publication type, we want periodical, and we want to make sure that we have articles which are at least 8 pages long. So to do that, we want to make sure that we click greater than in the number of pages section here. So of course, remember from your mathematics classes back in 5th or 6th grade, or your early pre-algebra classes back in junior high and middle school. Of course, 8 is greater than 7. So again, we'll just hit greater than and type in a 7 in the space adjacent there. Let me quickly double check down here the rest of the limitations, see if we need to mark off anything here. No, I don't think so. So we don't need to worry about what's at the bottom of the search page. Just these main items here that we need to do. So obviously, one of the main topics we've been analyzing over the past few weeks with the Daughter Fortune stories is, of course, the gold rush. So let's go ahead and type in a topic. Let's type in California Gold Rush and see what. Let's see what articles we discover. Okay, so we'll click the green search button, and see what kind of items we find here. Okay, 387 choices here. So let's see if any of these are going to work perfectly. If what I'll do is let's take a quick look at choices 1, 2, and 3 and see if these are suitable for our purposes. All right, this one here is about, looks like wildlife on sea life, Galapagos turtles and tortoises and sea turtles in Gold Rush era California, and this appears to be interesting. And look over here. This tells us that it's 20 pages. So when you see this information here, P20 to 39, that tells you the pages in which the article is located, and 20p means 20 pages. So 20 pages. That seems like that's definitely more than 7. So this might work. Let's see if we can go with that. All right, this one right here, the gilded elephant, hope and hearsay in the California goldfields. Interesting topic. And looks like there's coverage here about the little bit of mention here about President Polk, um, social history, internal migration. So that seems intriguing, and it's also 20 pages. So you see here, P6 through 25, that's 20 pages, so 20p. But the journal is from something called Tallow Light. Um, I'm not too certain if that's going to be acceptable here for the assignment, but let's hold on to that. So again, our first choice, the journal is California History, and our second choice, the journal is Tallow Light. And in this one here about the Mormon Church, about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Of course, the Mormons were definitely influential in California's early history. Written by Kenneth Owens, and this one is 19 pages. So see here, pages 5 to 23. It's 19 pages, and it's from the journal California History. So, can we use any of these three for the assignment? Well, we need to double check something back here on the worksheet. So let's go back to the worksheet. All right, now over here, everybody, I have a list of various journals indicated right here by this by the bullet points here, by the hollow bullet points. All your articles must be from one of these journals. I won't list them all, but I'll just list a couple here for you. Southern California Quarterly, California History, all the way down to local history. So if you're interested in San Diego history, you find some stuff about Junipero Serra, about about Mr. Whaley, any of the other personalities that their names are on the structures in Old Town. You can do that too. So Journal of San Diego History is definitely suitable one that you can use for the assignment. So so we'll keep these in mind and see if any of these match up with our results. So the first one here on sea turtles is from California History Journal. And if we double back to the list here, look, California History is an authorized journal. So yes, if you're interested in marine life, and if you like turtles, then go ahead. Absolutely, you can go ahead and use this choice, because again, the journal, and when you see the term, it's in italics. That's the name of the journal. That's the name of the magazine. So California History is authorized. Choice one you can use. Now Tallow Light, I don't have that listed on the worksheet, so we have to scratch that off the list. We can't use that because again, Tallow Light is the name of the journal. I don't have Tallow Light on the list of journals on the worksheet, so scratch that. But choice three we can use because it's also from California History. So there we have it. So choices 1 and 3 from this basic search we can use because again, it's from the journal California History. But let's say we want to find something from a from another journal, and let's say we're interested. Let's take a look at this Journal of American 19th Century History. So of course, this would be a journal which would give us articles about the Civil War, about Manifest Destiny, about Andrew Jackson, about James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, of course, some of the earlier presidents at the beginning of the 19th century. So that journal will undoubtedly give us things pertaining to who was who in the United States, U.S. Culture, society, economics, politics during the 1800s. So let's go ahead and do a new search, and we'll go over here to new search, and we'll wrap up with this. So let me just do this new search, and then we'll start wrapping things up. So again, let's do our parameters again. So Boolean, full text, scholarly, peer-reviewed. Oh, peer-reviewed, of course, simply means that these are articles which are checked off by scholars in the field. So, for example, let's say there's a professor from UC Riverside. She has a great article about new interpretations of John Steinbeck's works with the Dust Bowl and migrant workers, blah blah blah. So she puts an article out there, and her colleagues from all over the country are looking at it. Whether it's people from University of Michigan, from Florida State, from Texas, El Paso, Washington State, you get the idea. And these professors from this other school say, yes, Professor Velasquez, she is a new up and coming star in this field. Her work in Her work in this field is impeccable, blah, blah, blah. She brings new enthusiasm, energy, vitality. You get the idea. So when you have other scholars checking off each other's work, that essentially means peer reviewed. So legitimate. It's what I try to say, legitimate, and it's definitely something that has a lot of academic and scholarly value. All right, so we got that. So again, let's do periodical, and of course, greater than 7. And let's go ahead and stick with our topic, California Gold Rush, but we're going to add a twist to it. Over here in the box on the left, publication, you can enter the publication you want to focus in on. So in other words, when you type in the journal or magazine in the publication box, you're going to limit your search to articles only within that magazine or that publication or that journal. And again, everybody, journal, magazine, publication all mean the same thing in this context here. So we want to see if we can find anything from the journal, again, the Journal of American 19th Century History. So let's type in Journal of American 19th Century History. And hopefully I spelled 19th correctly. Okay, so there we have it. So let's see if we can find anything about the California Gold Rush with these parameters, but only in the Journal of American 19th Century History. So let's click search. Oh, no results were found. That's that. Oh, okay. Let's try this, everybody. That's okay. Let's just try Gold Rush. Oh, okay. All right. What we need to do then is try a different journal. So let me try Southern California Quarterly. Or I'm sorry. Let's try Pacific Historical Review. Okay. Okay. We only got one item here, and it's only 3 pages. So this definitely will not do. So let's try it one more time, everybody. So third time's a charm. Let's go ahead and backtrack, and let's try typing in. Let's go with Western Historical Quarterly. Okay. Okay, here we go. We've got a number of good choices here. Um, oh, we got 108, but we need to be really careful about one thing. So, and this is some weird feature of EBSCO. This seems to happen. This seems to happen a little bit with the Mesa College Mesa College EBSCO system too. But let's take a quick look at the first one here. So, okay, this one is 23 pages, so that works fine. This one choice right here. Look at this, everybody. It's only 2 pages, even though we requested something to be in the domain of 8 pages at least. We only got 2 pages, so be very careful about this, everybody. Even if we put our parameters, we might find things that won't totally fit what we're looking for. So just double check the page numbers first before you decide to go with that article. Okay, but this one here, choice 3, that's 20 pages. That works out just fine. And also choice 4 from 1983, it's also 20 pages. So that one works out fine too. So from these first 4, it looks like 3 of these. Actually, we might want to avoid the first one here because the focus here isn't really on California that much. It's on other parts of the Western U.S. But just double check the subjects first to make sure that California is listed. So it looks like from these 4 that I have here, choices 3 and 4 will work perfectly. And I apologize that we didn't find anything from the America the 19th century history one, but sometimes the contracts with the journals expire and the school doesn't renew the contract. So even if a journal was available for was available in the last school year, chances are it might not be available in the next school year. Uh, so that's something I definitely need to check on for the next time that I teach the class most likely coming up in the spring of next year. But there you have it, everybody. So I think you got the idea of what you need to do. So again, just follow those basic parameters and. And again, just know what the journals are. So the terms that are in italics, those are the journals. So as long as your article is follows the is as long as your articles are within the parameters that I have described on the assignment worksheet, and your articles are from any of these journals here, then you're in great shape. You're good to go, and then you're ready to get going on your paper. So when you start thinking about what your topic is, what essay, what article you want to do, please let me know as soon as possible. Of course, we've got plenty of time before this thing is due. So I would imagine by about the middle to latter part of April, about a month before the end of the semester, please at that time start letting me know which articles you're interested in. And I would imagine that about a week or so after we're done with the Daughter of Fortune stuff, after the time frame where you submit your videos, then about a week after that, that's when you want to go ahead and start thinking about this more seriously. So again, roughly about the middle to latter part of April, start thinking about your articles. Let me know what they are, and then go ahead and get going on it. All right, everyone. So that's it from here. The next time I rejoin you, which will be pretty soon, it'll be the final video in which I recap the last set of readings from Daughter of Fortune. So that's it for now, but I'll talk to you guys again very soon within the next couple of days.